Hello, welcome back to the breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got a breaking news report coming out from Iran, and we're going to talk more about their nuclear weapons program and the potential for an upcoming military strike onto Iran that the U.S. and also maybe Israel could get involved in to try to destroy Iran's nuclear weapons facilities. As we've been hearing recently a lot from US President Donald Trump, he's been warning Iran to sign a nuclear deal with the US. If not, they're going to carry out some sort of action inside of Iran and try to destroy their nuke sites. Okay, so we're going to talk more about this today. I have a new report here on your screen. Iran warns they may seek nuclear weapons if US launches attack. Iran would have to acquire a nuclear weapon if attacked by the United States or its allies, an advisor to the country's supreme leader warned, following a threat by U.S. President Donald Trump. Okay, so some of you might be confused by that statement, as we've been hearing a lot in mainstream news that Iran is right around the corner from getting a nuclear weapon, and I know we've been hearing this for years now, but mainstream news has been reporting this a lot recently. Even the UN nuclear watchdog, Rafael Grossi, also recently went to Iran and came out with a statement stating that Iran is very close to obtaining highly enriched uranium that could potentially produce a nuclear weapon. So the U.S. right now wants to take care of this situation. Either Iran's going to sign a nuclear deal with the U.S. and stop their nuclear weapons program. If not, the U.S. is going to go in there maybe with Israel and bomb them to try to destroy them and prevent them from obtaining a nuclear bomb. So I want to talk more about this, and also we're hearing of lots of escalation in the Middle East and lots of military hardware heading to multiple U.S. allies, where U.S. bases are stationed in the Middle East close to Iran, and potentially indicating that an upcoming strike is coming here very soon and could be imminent. So we're going to jump on over here to X. From Megatron Ron, Iran warns it could develop nuclear weapons if U.S. attacks and will target the 50,000 U.S. soldiers in the Middle East. If the U.S. makes a mistake on Iran's nuclear issue, it will leave with no choice but to develop nuclear weapons, even though Tehran itself has repeatedly stated that it does not plan to do so. Larijani, if I'm saying that right, an advisor to Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei and a member of the Assembly for Determining State Expediency of Decisions, said live on Iranian state television. Also, the commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps Air Force, Amir Ali Haji Zadeh, issued a threat to the United States stating that about 50,000 American servicemen are within the range of Iranian missiles. The U.S. has dozens of bases and 50,000 soldiers in our region. They're in a glass room, and those who live in a glass house should not throw stones, he said. Let us recall that Trump earlier threatened Iran with massive bombings if Tehran refused the nuclear deal. Okay, so lots of big news here in this update. So would Iran start developing a nuclear weapon after? Are they not developing one right now? I mean, we continuously hear that they are developing one. That's why the U.S. might go and bomb them if they don't sign this nuclear deal. But at the same time, we know also, we've heard recently over the last week that Iran's missile forces are on high alert. They've got potentially hundreds, if not thousands, of missiles pointed at lots of U.S. targets across the Middle East and could target up to 50,000 U.S. soldiers, according to this new report today. So that's obviously very dangerous, right? And that could lead to a major war with Iran. So if the U.S. is going to carry out this strike onto Iran, it's got to be a very massive strike. So I've got lots of information on that today. Take a look at this from War Monitor. A large-scale attack on Iran, unprecedented since World War II, is coming soon, according to Israeli Channel 14 News. Okay, and he says, wow. So yeah, there's lots of sources today on X that were showing this, that apparently there's going to be a large-scale attack planned on Iran sometime soon, and Israeli Channel 14 was reporting this today. And they're saying it's going to be an unprecedented attack since World War II. So it makes me wonder what that attack could be in comparison to what. Some people were even stating what, like nuclear weapons. I mean, I've stated this before. I'm not sure if the U.S. has bunker buster bombs that could, or conventional bunker buster bombs that could dig deep enough into the mountains in Iran, because we know some of their nuclear facilities and military sites are located way deep in the mountains in Iran. And Iran is very mountainous terrain, so I'm not sure if the U.S. has conventional weapons that could dig deep enough to destroy those facilities. So I'm not sure if that's what they're talking about here. You guys can let me know what you think, but it's just something that I was thinking about. Now, for more intel, relentless U.S. cargo planes are pouring into the Middle East, signaling a looming escalation. Okay, so lots of reports were coming out on this today as well that lots of C 17 cargo aircraft coming from Europe on over to the Middle East. Just in the last 24 to 48 hours, we're seeing a lot of heavy military equipment being moved over there in possible preparation for a strike on Iran or even war against Iran. I mean, I'm sure if the U.S. carries out this strike on Iran, it could definitely lead to war with Iran in the future. So that was a report today. And then I also want to compare it to this report, which we have been showing you guys over the last few days. Take a look at this from OSINT Technical. Over the last week, U.S. military aid flights to Ukraine jumped, with 747 freighters delivering supplies from a number of locations. Two from McGuire Air Force Base, three from Joint Base Charleston, one from Ramstein Air Base, one from MacDill Air Force Base, and one from Biggs Army Airfield. Okay, so these are all the different airliners, and we talked about this a couple days ago. Lots of these transport aircraft heading on over to Poland to support Ukraine. And maybe this is just military equipment that's starting to resume. Maybe these were past contracts with Ukraine, and maybe the Biden administration, and some of these contracts are just now being fulfilled. But I thought it was interesting that at the same time, we're seeing a lot of weapons flowing into Ukraine. We're seeing a lot of weapons going into the Middle East as well. So is this connected somehow? Is this a sign that that war is going to be kicking off like crazy here very soon? And let's say the Ukraine and Russia war is not going to end, but at the same time, is the U.S. going to now be at war with Iran at the same time while Ukraine's fighting Russia, and potentially could NATO get involved with Russia at some point as well? I mean, I'm not sure if that's what we're seeing here, but I just want to tie those together and just let you guys know that at the same time, not only are weapons flowing into Poland that will eventually go to Ukraine, but at the same time, they're also flowing over to the Middle East right now in preparation for war potentially with Iran. Now I want to show you this from Mario Nawfal. Russia warns of catastrophic consequences after Trump threatens to bomb Iran. Moscow has condemned Trump's warning to bomb Iran if it refuses a new nuclear deal, calling it an unacceptable ultimatum. Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov said U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear infrastructure would destabilize the entire region and urged Washington to de-escalate. Trump's message was clear. No deal means unprecedented bombing and renewed sanctions. Tehran rejected talks, prompting Trump to say it will be the bombing the likes of which they have never seen. The source today was Al Arabia. Okay, guys, so this is very dangerous too. I mean, are we going to see the U.S. at war with Iran very soon? Is this coming out of nowhere? I mean, Trump has come out from the very beginning, even before he got into office, when he was still running his campaign for president, preaching himself as somebody who was going to end all these wars. And now we're seeing kind of the opposite, right? We're seeing a potential war flaring up with Iran very soon. We saw the ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas on the Gaza Strip completely collapse. Now we're seeing talks not going too well today that I reported with you guys. Inside of the war with Ukraine and Russia, things are not looking good over there. Doesn't look like a war is going to end anytime soon. We also had a report that broke today that I don't have pulled up for you guys, but I'll let you know about it. So we'll probably share it tomorrow with our update video for the Russia-Ukraine war. That the Trump administration, some top officials over there, are stating that they don't see this war coming to an end between Ukraine and Russia anytime soon in the next few months. But we know there's a deadline to kind of end this war potentially by May, right? Like April 20th, I think they were talking about. So things are not looking good, and it looks like we're leading towards more escalation versus de-escalation, right? So now we'll move on to another update here from open source intel. Centcom Commander Korea, this is Michael Korea, who handles the Iran file, has landed in Israel. Okay, so lots of sources reporting this today. I couldn't confirm this on like mainstream news, but apparently Michael Korea, the Centcom commander who manages operations in the Middle East for the U.S. military, is reportedly in Israel today. And we know recently that Israel was supposed to be sending some officials over to the U.S. to meet with them, and maybe that's what this meeting is all about, to talk about Iran and how they were going to deal with them. So this is another big sign that something is coming, because a lot of times when we would have Michael Korea visiting Israel in the past, usually major upcoming strikes would happen with Hezbollah. That's when the war was really kicking off between Hezbollah and Israel, and also Hamas, and then the strikes down with Yemen. And the Houthis. We've seen Israel carry out those strikes before with Michael Korea visiting. So this could be a big sign that a major war is about to break out, or at least at the bare minimum, these heavy strikes and blows onto Iran are coming, and Israel could potentially get involved in that. So here's another update from Megatron Ron breaking. U.S. Centcom Commander Michael Korea is now meeting with Israeli Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir at an underground military bunker in Kira in Tel Aviv. And it says things are about to get serious. Okay, so just wanted to share this with you because there's multiple sources on X today sharing that Michael Korea was reportedly visiting in Tel Aviv with the chief of staff of the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, their military. So yeah, highly looks like something big is coming here very soon, guys. Just wanted to share that with you. And finally, this one last thing that came out yesterday from Donald J. Trump himself, the president of the United States. This on X also. The Iran-backed Houthi terrorists have been decimated by the relentless strikes over the past 2 weeks. Many of their fighters and leaders are no longer with us. We hit them every day and night, harder and harder. The capabilities that threaten shipping in the region are rapidly being destroyed. Our attacks will continue until they are no longer a threat to freedom of navigation. The choice for the Houthis is clear. Stop shooting at U.S. ships and we will stop shooting at you. Otherwise, we have only just begun and the real pain is yet to come for both the Houthis and their sponsors in Iran. Okay, so you can see here, he's not only talking about the Houthis, but he's talking about Iran. And this is something that Donald Trump has come out multiple times in the past stating that it's not only the Houthis that the U.S. is fighting right now in Yemen. Okay, these weapons and everything, all the intelligence coming from Iran, that at the end of the day, Iran is responsible. And that's something that Trump has said before, that Iran is responsible for everything the Houthis are doing when they're attacking these U.S. ships down here. We've been hearing multiple reports coming out on that supposedly the Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier being targeted by the Houthis, and just lots of escalation with warships supposedly being attacked down there. We've had multiple reports, probably 15 or more, of these spy drones that are flying over Yemen being shot down, the MQ-9 Reapers. There's been multiples of those being shot down, upwards of 500 million in losses from the U.S. So, I mean, lots of escalation happening in the Middle East. And I know we don't talk about the Middle East too much, but I wanted to give you guys an update on what's happening over here with Iran. And it still looks highly likely that the U.S. is preparing for some major strikes. And we even heard recently that there could be B-2 bombers stationed down at the Diego Garcia naval facility down in the Indian Ocean that could be launching these strikes onto Iran here very soon using those B-2 Spirit bombers. So I just want to give you guys some updates coming out from the Middle East, let you know what's going on over here and what Iran is warning about. And it looks like escalation is coming here very soon, and hopefully we don't see a major war breaking out in the Middle East between Iran and the U.S. and Israel, but it looks highly likely that could be the case here very soon. So just prepare yourselves for anything to happen over here. Just want to get you guys caught up on what's going on with the Middle East war news. So let me know what you guys think about all these details down below. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.